Welcome to Florida Statements. I'm Savannah Slifer. According to FSU's Student Government Association webpage, their mission is to, quote, provide FSU students with representation, services, and advocacy within the university structure, end quote. Here to explain what that really means is FSU's Chief of Staff, Wesley Sapp. Welcome.
Hey, how are you?
Great, thank you. Can you explain a little bit about the student government and how that is similar or different than how we run the American government?
Yeah, so Florida State's student government is structured just after the United States federal government. So we have a legislative, an executive, and a judicial branch. And so under the executive branch are agencies and bureaus, which are identity groups and special interest groups. And so they work to advocate and represent students on different levels, whether it be through a particular community or through a certain interest. So for example, you have a bureau like the Office of Servant Leadership, which is designed to coordinate between service-based organizations and student government to make sure that their missions are being lived out. We have the Office of Governmental Affairs, whose task is to work and lobby on behalf of the student body to make sure that their voice and their representation is being heard both at the university and the state level on the state capitol. We obviously have a unique opportunity to be in the state capitol, and so the Office of Governmental Affairs is able to sort of take advantage of that opportunity, being here in Tallahassee and giving students experience working with legislators and lobbyists at the capitol, and getting that experience whether they want to go on and maybe work at the Capitol one day or maybe have an internship in DC. And so it's structured similar as the federal government, and then you obviously have the legislative branch, which is our student senate, and they have the opportunity to directly represent students. And so there's 2 elections a year. You have one in the fall and one in the spring, and so students can run to be a student senator, and then they spend a year term representing either their college, or if you don't quite have 60 credit hours, you represent undergraduate studies. And so that's sort of a roundabout way, sort of structure of FSU's student government.
And with all of the things that people can get involved with, what are some of the more direct issues that the student government deals with?
So obviously the issues that sort of Florida State faces, it can be fluid at times. And so the unique thing is our student body president, Nathan Molina, has the ability to appoint different people in different positions. And so the unique thing that I really appreciate about student government is that we bring diverse students from around campus. And so, for example, in the executive branch, Nathan, our student body president, Valerie, Lee, our treasurer, and myself, we all have similar sort of circles that we congregate in. And so we've made a concerted effort to bring students from the arts and from the College of Engineering, people from ROTC, and so these students with different voices sort of are able to use what issues they're facing in their particular parts of campus, and then we use the platform that we have. Nathan gets to sit on the University Board of Trustees as a student, and so being able to have that platform is really unique, and so he's able to bring the concerns of students to the highest levels of the university to make sure that those students' voices and the concerns that they face day in and day out are being represented. And so you look at things like undergraduate research. The Undergraduate Research Opportunity Program is a really cool opportunity for students of all majors to get involved in research in their first or second year at Florida State. And so we noticed that not enough students have the opportunity to get involved in that program. There's a funding shortage, right? And so something that we were able to do a couple weeks ago was work with the Student Senate and the Executive Branch to make sure that we could provide some additional funding to those students. So if a student wants to get involved in undergraduate research, they shouldn't be stopped because the money's not there. They should have the opportunity because not only do we want to make sure that we're bolstering the student experience at Florida State, we also want to make sure that we're building academic minds and preparing students for their future. And that's what we think that we have the ability to do, is use our platform not to just get experience and use this learning laboratory as sort of like a fun way of getting involved at Florida State, but making tangible change and leaving a positive legacy where students are able to excel at Florida State and go on into their careers and be proud of the opportunities that we are maybe able to help provide for them.
That's amazing. And how can students get involved?
So students can get involved in a lot of ways. If you go to the website sga.fsu.edu, and then there's a tab that says get involved, you can see all of the open positions that exist within SGA. As I was mentioning earlier, you have agencies and bureaus, so regardless of whether you're a political science or international affairs major, you can get involved, but you don't have to necessarily be in those programs. You could be a part of the motion picture arts program, you could be in STEM, you could be in the fine arts. And there's different areas within student government that can help you out. You have the Student Council for Undergraduate Research and Creativity. So if undergraduate research is your thing and you want to advocate and represent that community, you can do so through student government. And so all you have to do is go to sga.fsu.edu. You can go to the page, and then you can sort of scroll through. It's a really nice website, and that's probably the easiest way.
Awesome. The Student Government Association might not exactly be like working in the White House, but it is a place to make a difference on campus. To learn more about how you can get involved, visit them at sga.fsu.edu. That's it for this Florida Statement segment. You can see other interviews throughout the week on 4FSU. Remember, if you're for FSU, then you're watching Comcast Channel 4. I'm Savannah Slifer. Thanks for watching.